Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and today I'm going to talk to you about tablets. I want to know if you think they are the future, and I'm going to give you my opinion on them right now. Now, it was interesting when Apple announced the iPad. I didn't know what to think. At first, I really thought it was going to be a failure. I should have known better because it's an Apple product. But I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that basically what they did is made the iPhone bigger, which I've used the iPad. I still stand by that to this day. I like the product. I get it now. I see why so many people purchased it and enjoy it. But it really still is just a gigantic iPhone. It's an iPhone with a 1024 by 768 screen and a slightly faster processor. That's about it. Actually, I think the processor in the original iPad and the iPhone 4 are the same. But whatever I thought of the original iPad, it's successful. 15 million units sold later. The tablet craze has now taken America by storm. And every other company is now following suit with Apple. Just like everything else Apple seems to do, every other company seems to follow them like months later. Go to a website like TigerDirect.com or even Newegg, you'll see so many Android tablet knockoffs that are mediocre at best. Then you have the decent ones like the Samsung Galaxy Tab, and then you have the ultimate one, at least for now, which is the Motorola Xoom, which has a dual-core 1 GHz processor. It has a better than 720p resolution screen, beautiful graphics, can really do some really good gaming on the Motorola Xoom. But the question still remains, are these tablet hybrid semi-computer, semi-whatevers, are they the future? Because if you really think about it, they're still not as functional as a laptop. Now, it's interesting, this company that I'm a representative / trainer for, shall remain nameless, they're coming out with a tablet themselves. And it's going to hit store shelves fairly soon. And I asked them, I said, are you really going to go 110% behind tablets? And they said yes. I said, but the thing about a tablet, I asked the guy who was showing the tablet off, I asked him, they still don't have the functionality of a laptop. And the tablet that this company, that shall remain nameless, is selling is going for a fairly decent price. And he's like, oh, we have a remedy for that. Now, the tablet that they're selling, I also cannot name the operating system they're using. It's not Windows. So that already is an issue, obviously, because the compatibility, like the rest of the tablets, even if they're running Android or iOS, which is only Apple products, they're coming out with a docking bay, which will let you use a keyboard and a mouse like it's a regular computer, and it tacks on a decent, chunk of change, which I can't mention either, to the product, and you're over close to $1,000. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you have this, tablet that really isn't a computer. You can't put your own software on it. You can't, use your games. You can't use the software that you have on your computer. It isn't the same operating system, so you're limited. And on top of it, you're asking them to buy extra peripherals to make the tablet be a laptop again, and you're pushing this limited piece of hardware well over the $1,000 price point when they could just get a quote-unquote budget laptop that is way more functional, has tons of compatibility, obviously because it uses Windows, for half the price. Think about it. Now, in case you didn't know, you've noticed, at least I've noticed, that netbook PCs are starting to phase out. I actually have official word from a reliable source that I also can't mention that netbook PCs are going away. People finally caught on that a netbook PC is not as functional as a regular laptop, and on top of it, you could buy a regular entry-level laptop that is way more powerful than a netbook for the same price, and in some cases, less. Now, I remember back in the day when netbooks first came out, I called it. Everyone was so psyched about them, especially women, I noticed, for some reason, because they were cute, they were small, it's like, oh my god, I could have this a full-fledged computer and put it in my purse. That's the nicest thing ever. But I was like, wait, you can't do that much with them. They have GIMP versions of Windows 7, or back when they first came out, Windows XP. You know, the single core, I mean, the dual core Atom processors with the NVIDIA Ion chip, they're pretty capable, but they're still, you don't get as much functionality out of a netbook as you do out of even an entry-level laptop. And people are catching on to it. It was a fad. It was cool. You have this small computer, but once you realize that, you know, compared to regular laptops, most of them have the processing power of a pretty diesel calculator or a, you know, a higher-end smartphone, it kind of just became a fad, and they're not very practical, and they're fading away. And that's what I think, minus Apple's iPad, I think that's going to stay successful. I really think, in my opinion, and I'm a pretty smart guy, I do think that the tablet craze is going to fade away, minus Apple's, because I think people in about like a year or two are going to catch on. Like, yes, okay, they're cool. You could sit on your lap, you know, you could put them on your lap and surf the web. You could, you know, put them in your briefcase and do some basic computing with them. But, you know, if you're a business person, a tablet's not going to cut it for you. You know, if you have to type up do a lot of typing, type up reports, or if you're looking to type up a resume, you're not doing it on an iPad. Trust me, I tried it. I've tried the iPad too. I've tried it inside and out. And yes, the screen is very responsive, but even that big, nice virtual keyboard they have is not going to cut it. The other thing too, I think people are going to realize, which I realized from day one, is if you buy a HTC Evo smartphone, or now the dual-core LG smartphones that are coming out with Android, you have a tablet in your pocket. That's also your cell phone. So you have this very, you know, functional, portable device that you could clip onto your belt that's your cell phone that does the same thing as the tablets do. So, and it's much easier to carry around. So really, if you think about it, there's just a niche market for the tablets. And I think that the people developing the tablets besides Apple know this. Apple knows this too, but they're trying to ride the wave right now because everyone thinks tablets are the future, just like they thought netbooks were the future. But in reality, I just don't see a tablet being as practical and as functional as even, you know, an upper-end netbook. I'd rather have a netbook with a dual-core processor and an Ion chip in it than a tablet. But what do you think? Leave some comments below and video responses if you want to make one. And tell me, do you think I'm right? Do you think that tablets are going to be a fad? Or do you think that tablets are really the future of computing? I just don't see it. I don't think they're practical, but hey, I'm human. I could be wrong. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching my discussion video. I'll make a new one soon.